Before I start my speech, once I'll say, Jai Bhim! Jai Bhim! Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, that already our principal sir and our Honorable Vice Chancellor have given a gist about his career and life lived. What is the ideology of Dr. B.R.Ambedkar? And what kind of contestation he have experienced in his life in serving to the poor people? And how he became an universal personality and universal philosopher. These things let us discuss in this presentation. Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, precisely, he was a social revolutionary reformer. He was a democratist. He is a humanist. He is a universal philosopher. He is an anthropologist. He is an historian. He is a sociologist. He is an activist who tried to help to the people who are experiencing untouchability, who are at the bottom of the society. He has given a strength to them. He has given a support to them. He sacrificed his life to the people who are suffering, who are alienated from the mainstream society. Especially in his last day, he fought for the rights of women. He was the first feminist in India. Before Ambedkar, no one has spoke about the women's rights. No one has thought about that women also should have equal rights along with the men. Before Ambedkar, no one have brought forth the issues of women. He thought about the equality. So let us discuss about what ideas he propagated. And he lived for what ideas? Primarily, he advocated social justice and equality. Contemporary to Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, there were many leaders, but nobody have advocated seriously, committedly, dedicatedly about that. Nobody have tried to propagate, tried to bring the social change and social justice and equality. Think about Gandhiji. No doubt he is a Mahatma. I admire his contribution. I owe his contribution to India, what he have done to the national movement time. But at the same time, when the difference comes between Dr. B.R.Ambedkar and Gandhiji, Gandhiji stood for the tradition, Ambedkar stood for equality. Gandhiji stood for the culture and sustenance of culture and tradition, all these things, but Ambedkar welcomed the new ideas and new principles which give equality, which treats the man like a man, and the idea of humanity he advocated. At the same time, when it comes to the social justice and equality, as soon as we got independence, after he became a law minister, he introduced the bill in Hindu court, but he could not pass the bill in the parliament. There are great leaders who opposed the Hindu court bill. According to the Hindu court bill, that it talks about the equal rights to women. It talks about the property rights to women. It talks about the hereditary rights to women. It talks about the rights to get a divorce. All the rights, whatever the men have the rights, that same all the rights should have women also. Where our Indian society have been clutched with this kind of things. As for our tradition and culture, which we admire so greatly, but when it comes to the woman, you see that women have to depend as a child on father and mother. And after marriage, she has to depend upon her husband. In her old age, she has to depend upon her son. You see, that system, the tradition, forced the woman as a dependency on men itself from birth to the death. But Dr. B.R.Ambedkar opposed this kind of dependency, and he struggled and he fought for the equal rights, to get the equal rights to women. This is what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar advocated. He also propagated the idea of anti-casteism. You know very well, casteism is a part and parcel of our tradition and culture. Everybody accepted. Society accepted the casteism. According to the casteism, you see, your birth will decide everything. Your talent or your future will not be determined by your talent or your capacity or your potential. Your birth will decide. Professor Jyoti Kumar Garu have raised the question. Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, only one man, 135 years ago, he succeeded in his life. He strived. He reached the heights. But why not now? The society has been improvised. Even after 70 years of independence also, why, like Ambedkar's, we are unable to get it? This is the question. Why? Because we are under the clutches of castes. First, everybody after birth, when you get a knowledge, social knowledge, immediately you think about this caste. To which caste I belong to? Okay. So then opportunities will come to their feet only. But for Dalit caste and lower caste people, all the opportunities will be closed. Their mindset will be clutched with the many traditional rules and regulations. This was the caste system. That's what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar opposed. This caste kind of caste system mindset need to be eradicated, need to be annihilated. That's what we have written a book, Annihilation of Caste. Before Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, Jyoti he has written another philosophical thought-provoking book at Gulamgiri. Annihilation of Caste. The book is nothing but a half foot of that Gulamgiri book. Now that Gulamgiri book, the Annihilation of Caste, these two books became the basic philosophy for the uppers. Now the dead bones are getting flesh and blood. That's what the strength are given, the spirit are given by Dr. B.R.Ambedkar. He also stressed on the idea of providing equality, liberty, and fraternity. Let me tell you one thing. He has given a great speech in 1927, Mahad Satyagraha movement. In that Mahad Satyagraha movement, he told that there was a great French Revolution have taken place. It have overthrown the first and second estate people, and third estate people came high and established their own rule. In his Mahad Satyagraha movement, he has given a great speech and has given many references from the French Revolution. There, he also stated that you can see his foresightedness, referring the French Revolution success idols in Mahad Satyagraha means it's not easy. You can see the universal perception of his mindset. You see, Mahad Satyagraha have taken place in a small village. They are all illiterates, uneducated. Their mindset is somewhat narrow. But Dr. B.R.Ambedkar want to inculcate the ideas of equality, liberty, fraternity, social justice in that illiterate, uneducated, and narrow mindset people. They want to open their mind. During colonial time, from 1909 onwards, you know very well that Minto Malay reforms were there. Simon Commission was there. First round table conference, second round table conference, third round table conference, 1935 Act, 1947 Act. So in all these incidents, in all these events, you see that Gandhi from the beginning day onwards, he strived and struggled and demanded for the constitution. He stressed in front of the Britishers also, one man should have one value. Universal adult franchise he had located. He taught a lesson to the Britishers also. This is what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have educated during his lifetime. That became a backbone for our development now. That became a backbone for the unity of India now. You see, you go to any legislative assembly, you go to parliament also, there is a representation system. That all people elected by universal adult franchise. Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have given a gift to the Indians. In 1935 Act, not only that thing, he also fought against the Britishers that SCs, BCs, now right now what we are talking, those who are uppers, those who are alienated from the mainstream society, that people also should get equal consideration in the government of India. Act 1935. This is what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have advocated. Next, Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have advocated education. It is the key for the liberation. It makes you free. Maybe you are in the clutches of caste system. Maybe you are in the clutches of any isms. But only knowledge and education will liberate you. Maybe you are an upper caste, maybe you are a lower caste, maybe you are a woman. But if you have a knowledge, you can liberate. You can live a life as you wish, as per your wish. This is what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have advocated. All his life he sacrificed to advocate. Even today also, you look at any poster of Dr. B.R.Ambedkar, educate, educate, educate. Be patient. You let us educate each ourselves. First ourselves, next our neighbors, next our village people, next the nation, next the world. Why? Because he showed the power of knowledge, the strength of knowledge. Let me tell you, he hailed from a untouchable community. But because of his education, because of his knowledge, he proved that with the help of knowledge, gaining knowledge, we can become a member. You see, he was the minister in the Viceroy Council. Have you imagined that a Dalit man becoming a minister in Viceroy's Council during colonial time? In those days, during colonial time, the colonial masters have treated the Indians very low, like slaves, like laborers. Indians were subjected for exploitation. Our physical wealth have been exploited. Physical wealth, all sorts of wealth things are there, that everything have been exploited by the Britishers. At that conditions, that Ambedkar was able to become a minister in the Viceroy's Council. It was not an easy thing. And not only a minister, he had given many daring speeches in that Viceroy Council meetings. He questioned the king, Viceroy, about the labor laws. He questioned the Viceroy about the implementation of international labor laws, ILO, International Labour Organization. You see, he borrowed the rules and regulations and applied in India. And with the knowledge only, with the power of knowledge, he was also able to become a chairman of a drafting committee. This is what he showed, the power of knowledge, the power of education. We got independence from the colonial suppression. India decolonized from the colonized by the British. But women still was under the oppression. That's what this point raised by Dr. B.R.Ambedkar in Indian Parliament. But there was a difference raised between the traditionalists, I don't name them, but great leaders whom we admire, but they opposed this bill. And immediately Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have resigned to that ministry post. Means we don't want to compromise. We don't want to compromise with anybody, with any big power or a small power, in discharging the somewhat equality, social justice, and the rights to the deprived people. This is what Dr. B.R.Ambedkar have advocated. And showed in his life had many examples, religious conversions and adopting the Buddhism, Again, in his last days, he wanted to show the new vision, new way of theistic life to the Indians. And he adopted Buddhism. And he gave us the many reasons why he is going to adopt the Buddhism. What is there in the Buddhism? What is there in the Hinduism? And he compared and he argued. He stimulated his mind and he raised many arguments in Indian minds. And in 1956, before his death, 3 months, lakhs of people he converted into Buddhism. Where he was muchly from childhood time onwards, as our Professor N.V. Kumar have said that from childhood onwards, he was influenced by Buddhism. So he found a solution to the superstitious, to the casteism, to the ritualism, to the sacrifices which are there in our tradition, that he found a solution by joining into the Buddhism. In Buddhism, no caste. In Buddhism, everybody equal. In Buddhism, women also have their own high respect. In Buddhism, there is no middleman between God and the devotee. But in our tradition, without middleman, you cannot perform any ritual of your Annaprasana దగ్గర నుండి చనిపోయే వరకు you without middleman, without priest, you cannot perform any kind of business. But Dr. B.R.Ambedkar told, advocated, suggested that by joining into Buddhism, that you throw out the middleman, you have a direct relation with the gods. During Bhakti movement time also the same thing happened. Bhakti movement time lo కూడా బాబు మీరు మా ముందు మా దేవుని మేము ప్రే చేసుకుందామని ఈ కబీర్ also one of the influence of Dr. B.R.Ambedkar. Good son Ramdas also, he was also influenced by Dr. B.R.Ambedkar. వీళ్ళందరూ అక్కడి నుండి మన డాక్టర్ B.R.Ambedkar ఆయన తీసుకున్నారు. వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుండి ఆయన ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ లేదు. అందుకనే ఈ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ కట్ చేస్తే తప్ప ఈ యొక్క సంప్రదాయం సంస్కృతి దీని ముసుగులో జరిగే దోపిడీని కట్ చేయలేము అనేటువంటి డాక్టర్ B.R.Ambedkar అడ్వకేట్ చేశారు. అందుకనే ఆయన బుద్ధిజం కూడా ఇట్ డిడ్ నాట్ స్పీక్ బియాండ్ ఇట్స్ నాలెడ్జ్. బుద్ధిజం కూడా ఫస్ట్ ఏం చెప్తుంది, అస్థాన మార్గాలు హ్యావ్ ద రైట్ నాలెడ్జ్, ముందు జ్ఞానం కలిగి ఉండమని చెప్తుంది. డాక్టర్ B.R.Ambedkar గారు అది చెప్తారు, జ్ఞానం కలిగి ఉండి అని చెప్తారు. మన భక్తి మూమెంట్ లో సంత రవిదాస్ కానీ కబీర్ కానీ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ ని కట్ చేయండి అని చెప్తున్నారు. డాక్టర్ B.R.Ambedkar గారు కూడా చెప్పారు, ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఆయన చెప్తున్నారు, నో నీడ్ ఆఫ్ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ బిట్వీన్ ద గాడ్ అండ్ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ అనడం వల్ల ఎన్ని అనార్థాలు జరుగుతాయో 2000 సంవత్సరాల నుండి భారతదేశం ఆ మిడిల్ మ్యాన్ తో బాధపడతానే ఉంది. అది ఎనీ రిలీజియన్, ఏ రిలీజియన్ అయినా సరే, అది క్రిస్టియానిటీ కావచ్చు, హిందూయిజం కావచ్చు, ఇస్లాం కావచ్చు, ఇంకా ఎనీ అదర్ రిలీజియన్స్. సో దట్స్ వాట్ డాక్టర్ B.R.Ambedkar advocated to follow the principles of Buddhism. Simple principles, 8 principles చెప్పారు. మంచిగా మాట్లాడు, సహోదరులను ప్రేమించు, పెద్దలను గౌరవించు, జ్ఞానం కలిగి ఉండు, నువ్వు చూసిందే నమ్ము, ఇదే బుద్ధిజం చెప్పు. థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ టు ప్రొఫెసర్ జ్యోత్ కుమార్ గారు, ఆనరబుల్ వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ SK University, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you to the SK University.